You know what we're doing. I sent you the first take, but we needed to make the sign for the background.
Awesome. Kimberly, what makes you laugh the hardest on television or in movies? Is there a scene in a movie that just you always that made you laugh the most?
Well, there's like a couple movies that I really like. Like yesterday, me and my dad watched Tommy Boy, and that was really funny.
Just that line in Tommy Boy, which you said over and over again. Oh, that's going to leave a mark.
And then I really like Zoolander with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson.
Yes.
And I love Mall Cop with Kevin James.
Awesome. All those people are a big part of my life, Kimberly. I'll tell you, Chris Farley. I had clients on Saturday Night Live when he was there, and he was just so wild and crazy. Like, I'll tell you something he did once that was just nuts. Well, I think it was Sandler and Jay Moore bet him $100 that he wouldn't go to the bathroom outside the 17th floor window of 30 Rockefeller Center and poop out the window. They bet him $100 that he wouldn't do it. And he did it. And then he wiped his butt with his hands and chased them all around the hallways with poop on his hands. That's how crazy.
I've done that. Sure, I have many times.
There you go. We're learning something. And David Spade was always this. It was incredible. Like during the SNL days, I mean, he was like this tiny guy. He was like 95 pounds, and every week there'd be a different guest to see him on Saturday Night Live, and they were like this 6 foot tall supermodel. Every time he'd have like a different gorgeous woman with him. And Kevin James started as a stand-up comedian in Long Island, and his big closer was he did like something very unusual for a stand-up comedian. He did like a 3-minute pantomime of buying a card for a girl you love and figuring out how to write it, what you're going to say, crossing it out, giving it to her. This whole thing where there were no words. It was just this whole bit like that, and it used to kill every time. So those are people. And Ben Stiller, when I was in New York, Ben was a young writer at MTV, and we used to be around each other all the time in the scene. And so you mentioned a lot of great people. That the reason why I'm sharing that with you and everybody listening is the fact that you see where you are right now in your careers, and you think, oh my God, is it ever going to happen? Is something going to happen good? Is we're going to put it together? Is it going to, I've been working this long. I've been working 5 years. I've been working 10 years, 20 years or whatever. But I've been around those people when nothing was happening. Farley, when he came in just like a young person, he, like everybody else, there's a lot of people come in SNL and they don't make it. Ben Stiller was a young writer on MTV. He was barely making it. Kevin James was just working these open mic nights in Long Island. So it's crazy what can happen if you just dedicate yourself to what you're doing, and you're 10 years old. And so if you really believe in yourself and believe that you can do these things, if you just do a little bit regarding that every day, you'll just be way ahead of everybody else. And so when you're 18, you'll have 8 years of being funny, and you'll be like a 40-year-old in comedy, but you'll be 18. And that's what it's just repetition, repetition, and repetition. The good news is, you have a mom that loves you and cares about you, and will spit blood for you. And a lot of people on this call And outside of this call, they didn't have the love from their parents that you have. They didn't have the support from their parents that you have, and they had to figure out a way to do great things without that. So you're very fortunate. So it's great to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barry.
No problem. More for somebody else, I guess. All right, let's see here.